Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsleader on 6. Today is Tuesday, January 5th, 2016. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, we'll tell you how many people were arrested in the Tennessee Highway Patrol's stepped-up holiday enforcement efforts. We'll give you some tips to help you in returning those unwanted Christmas gifts. A Shelbyville traffic violation leads to the arrest of 4 Davidson County residents on drug charges. And we'll talk with Tullahoma School Superintendent Dr. Dan Lawson about changes in student testing procedures. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's Newsleader on 6.
I'm Philip Bourne, STEM and Nav Detail Shop Manager. Here are a few things our customers have to say about our service.
What I love most about the Stem McNabb Detail Shop is there's someone local that I can trust to pick up my car, have it cleaned, and deliver it back to me in showroom condition.
What really amazed me is when he opened the hood and looked like he had taken the old engine out and put a new engine inside.
We have several different packages and individual services to get your vehicle looking like new again. We're located just behind Stem McNabb Chevrolet dealership. Call today, schedule an appointment, and see what a difference our detail can make.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. Tennessee State Troopers say officers made 11 suspected drunken driving arrests in the THP's Chattanooga district during stepped-up New Year's holiday enforcement. Only one suspected Coffee County driver was arrested during the checkpoint effort that ran from 5 p.m. Thursday through 8 a.m. New Year's Day morning. 6 were charged with DUI in Hamilton County, while 2 drivers each were picked up in Bradley and McMinn counties. Statewide, 65 were hit with impaired driving charges during the period. No one was arrested at THP's no refusal checkpoint in Chattanooga. A state law passed in 2012 allows officers to hold suspected drunk drivers until warrants can be obtained compelling blood alcohol test. The patrol's Chattanooga district includes Coffee, Bedford, Warren, and Franklin and Grundy counties.
It's pretty likely you'll be visiting retail counters this month to return or exchange those gifts that weren't quite right. The Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance's Division of Consumer Affairs wants to make consumers aware of Tennessee laws regarding retail returns and offer a few tips to prevent hassles and headaches at the cash register. According to Tennessee law, retailers may set their own return policies. However, the policies must be posted prominently at the point of sale. Stores may require a receipt or proof of purchase in order to offer a refund. Some stores may also charge a restocking fee. Here are some tips to consider when making a return. If you know you intend to return a gift, keep original tags and barcodes on items to ensure ease of returning that item. You are more likely to receive a refund or the full value in store credit for packages that are unopened and in brand new condition. Some retailers have varied return time frames for fresh food, electronics, and holiday items. Also, return policies for clearance merchandise may be different than merchandise sold at full price.
Some retailers may impose a restocking fee for returns of electronics products or large ticket items. Consumers should look up the return policies when buying online or from catalogs to find out if you have to pay a return shipping fee. Sometimes merchandise can be returned to a store instead of online merchants. Bring the gift receipt when requesting a refund, exchange, or store credit. Bring your identification. Some retailers implement a rigid requirement that customers present a government-issued ID for all returns and exchanges. Look up the store's return and exchange policy online and then be sure to bring the item back to the store before the period expires. Around the holidays, many major retailers institute policies that sensibly make it easy for recipients to bring items back after December 25th. Check with the retailer to make sure you understand whether you can can receive a refund, exchange, or store credit for the unwanted merchandise.
A traffic violation in Shelbyville led to the arrest of 4 individuals with multiple charges, the seizure of 2 loaded handguns, one of which had been reported stolen, $1,181 in cash, and approximately 45 grams of crack cocaine. Deputy Chris Morton stopped a vehicle driven by Nathaniel Key on North Cannon Boulevard Saturday evening for running a red light. Key was initially arrested for driving on a revoked license. However, after further investigation, Mr. Key was also charged with criminal conspiracy to distribute a Schedule II drug. Passenger Austin Deontay Riley was arrested and charged with unlawful possession of a weapon while being a convicted felon and criminal conspiracy to distribute a Schedule II drug. Riley was also charged on a felony warrant out of Davidson County. Passenger Kendrick Devon Akins was charged with criminal impersonation, introduction of contraband to a penal institution, criminal conspiracy to distribute a Schedule II drug, unlawful possession of a weapon while being a convicted felon, possession of a Schedule II drug for resale, and theft possession of stolen property. Passenger Damon Dwayne Beverly was arrested and charged with criminal conspiracy to distribute a Schedule II drug. All 4 occupants were convicted felons from Davidson County.
Weather officials say 19 tornadoes touched down in Tennessee last year, marking the state's lowest total since 2007. The National Weather Service said Saturday that 1 tornado struck in the state in April and 2 touched down in May of 2015, while a record-setting 9 tornadoes hit the state in July. According to the Weather Service, the highest number of tornadoes to strike Tennessee previously in July was 4 in 1980. An outbreak in December produced 7 tornadoes, the most ever in that month. There were 2 deaths from tornadoes in 2015, both in Perry County in December. The number of twisters to hit the state was the lowest since 10 tornadoes touched down in 2007. Official record keeping of tornado statistics by the Weather Bureau began in 1916.
If you're feeling lucky, you might purchase a Powerball ticket this week, as the grand prize is expected to approach $400 million for Wednesday night's drawing. No one won the grand prize on Saturday. However, more than 2 million players took home smaller prizes, and 3 contestants took home $1 million each. One player from Pennsylvania also won $2 million. A $400 million win would be one of the largest jackpots of all time. An 84-year-old Floridian won the biggest grand prize in the game's history, a $590 million prize in May of 2013. Powerball officials estimate your chances of winning at about 1 in 300 million.
More Newsleader on 6 is coming up in a moment.
The wait is finally over. The 2015 50th anniversary Ford Mustang is finally here. This is one awesome vehicle. Let me give you a few stats on this V8 Mustang. 435 horsepower, independent rear suspension, 25 miles per gallon, and this is the one you've been waiting for. 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds. Don't blink an eye or you'll miss it. Come by Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester and check it out. The 2015 Mustang, the all-new redesign, will leave you speechless.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Maiden. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
Welcome back. Tonight we bring you part 3 of Tom Corrington's interview with Dr. Dan Lawson, Superintendent of Tullahoma City Schools. In this interview, Dr. Lawson talks about new testing procedures.
Folks, and we're talking today with Dr. Dan Lawson, the Director of Tullahoma City Schools. And so we're finding out what's going on in the school system to make things better. Let's talk about testing for a minute. I see that you've got a new online test. So you're testing. Your students are going to be doing their testing online. Number one, and number two, it is a new test.
Right.
So how's that going? That's supposed to start this year, and you have to have the right devices, and then of course you're going to have the practice, the skills to go
right.
with that. So how is that going to go? This is coming up.
Sure is.
It is here.
It's on us. First, testing is not new. As we think about standardized testing in the state of Tennessee, this is something that we've been doing in grades 3 through 8 for years and years and years. In fact, the last 3 decades or so. We have had any number of iterations of tests to measure progress in that TCAP umbrella in grades 3 through 8. But those tests have been either appended to no set of standards or appended to different sets of standards. This year, by virtue of a test that's developed out of the state of North Carolina with a company called Measurements, Inc., we will have an assessment based on the 10 ready standards. So this will be the first time that the state of Tennessee has the 10 ready standards that are assessed by an assessment. And we're going to actually see how well those standards relate to what we're doing in our classrooms and what our kids are actually retaining. The reason that we've transitioned to an online model is to provide for quicker feedback and ideally to provide for an easier assessment process, as well as utilizing things like open-ended answers rather than just fill in the blank. So the online assessment will have much more dialogue, much more essay that's included in the work. So an essential part of our preparation has to be an understanding that we're not just measuring their skill set, we also have some measure of how well they can utilize the technology. So as we've transitioned to a district that incorporates one-to-one, it's important that our teachers and our kids practice utilizing technology because it's going to show better for them as they're assessed at the end of the school year.
Teacher preparation. Is there progress there? Is there change there? Is there progress? Are we improving?
There is a belief, and I happen to share this belief, that teacher preparation is a difficult task at best. It's an inexact science at best. And is there progress? Yeah, I think so. Years ago in teacher preparation programs, students started school, started their undergraduate program, and they would attend school for 3 years, and then their 4th year of school, they would jump into the teacher preparation courses and classwork to be culminated by a student teaching experience. Well, one of the frustrating elements of that is you've taken 3 years worth of classwork and you get to a classroom of 2nd graders and you realize, wait a minute, this is not what I'm cut out to do.
Yeah.
And there's a little pressure from home to finish. There's a little pressure that you place on yourself that says, I need to go out and get to work. And so I believe at times we put folks in a bad position because they really didn't know the obligations and the expectations of some very difficult jobs in the field.
So now you've backed up the hands-on in the classroom experience into their, 2nd grade, first or second?
We literally will have those activities taking place now in their 1st and 2nd year, as Motlow has a partnership with Tennessee Tech in a 2+2 program. They will have those internships, those field experiences happening in their 1st year of school. We think that's essential. We think that gives kids an opportunity to see what a teacher is really up against from a different perspective. and it gives them a chance to be a much better informed learner. Are there still deficits in teacher prep? Yeah, I think there are. We still have some challenges in being as competitive as we need to be with the best students. So we will have a lot of students who go on into many fields with stronger entry-level test scores, with stronger GPAs, and candidly, a part of the reason for that is simply economics. They can make more money elsewhere, so they never darken the door of a teacher education program. Flip side, we've got a stronger set of teachers being prepared now than ever before, but I never want to leave this conversation without a statement that's terribly explicit, and that statement is, most of what happens in the classroom is about relationships. And we've got to find ways to match those folks skilled in those relationships with the needs that we have in our classrooms.
We'll be right back after these messages.
If you're in the market for a new vehicle, Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac is worth the short drive for savings that can't be beat. Take home this 2015 Chevy Equinox, 0 down, just $299 a month. Or how about this 2015 Chevy Silverado Double Cab, 0 down, just $369 a month. And as always, we will match or beat any dealer's price. So come check us out or visit us online at stanmcnabb.com. But please don't forget, when it comes to the best deals, if anyone can, Stan can.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. Jim spoke recently with Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell. In this video, Chief Blackwell talks about changes in police operations over his 30-plus year career.
It's probably a good year for you if you don't make the Nashville television stations too often, isn't it?
Well, yeah, that's true. Unwanted publicity is never good.
Right.
But oftentimes we have to rely on the media to get information out. And,
sure.
And you know, even as much as a lot of people do not like getting in front of the media, you know, there are times where we have to do it. And,
right.
Good and bad.
I bet that's something that's changed a lot in the last 20 years because of social media, and there's so many ways to access information that you put something out there, somebody you're looking for, chances are you're probably going to...
It's pretty instant.
Yeah.
You know, as you said, with the emergence of technology, all we have to do is send a picture to somebody, to the media outlets, or you sit at your desk and you can get that out around the world, literally in seconds. And yes, that's good. You know, the bad guys makes it harder for them to run and hide. And the old Barney Fife days of, hey, let's pin a wanted poster up in the post office.
Right.
You know, those are pretty much gone by the wayside.
You have this thing in police talk called BOLO, and I hear that a lot. Tell us what BOLO is.
BOLO is an acronym, B-O-L-O, Be on the Lookout.
Okay.
We have a lot of acronyms we use, and of course the reason being, when you're on the radio, you want to keep it brief, and you want it to be clear and concise. So we have a lot of acronyms. And the more people listen to the scanners and everything, they start to pick up on what that stuff is.
Right.
And then you find them sometimes using that kind of cop speak when they talk to us.
Right.
You know, I heard the BOLO on you know, and I heard that he was GOA when you got there, or he was DOA, and
right.
you know, and all the the language that we use. And just like you mentioned technology, there are even apps for your smartphone where certain agencies allow you to just listen to the dispatch.
You've been a police officer for a long time prior to being
about 34 years now.
Do you think it's harder today to be a police officer than it might have been when you started 30 years ago?
You know, obviously the big difference is what we talked about, technology. In years past when I started, it was not common, but it wasn't necessarily uncommon for someone to be recording you when you did something. But they had to use a regular old video recorder.
Right.
And, you know, but again, nowadays we have the cell phones and everybody's got one, and that's good and that's bad. A lot of technology changes have changed the way we do police work. I did start in that era where you had to write everything down. There was no computer. You know, you wrote your reports, and it could be a 4, 5, 6, 7-page report. And now, of course, it's computer-based, so you can do it on the computer. But the hard thing is now with computers, there's a lot of checks and balances. So if you don't do something right, it's going to kick it back to you or give you a message saying you did not do this correctly. People are still the same. You treat people the same way when I started 34 years ago as you treat them today, and that's with respect. Even if they're committing a criminal act, you still treat people with respect. And I've tried to always tell people and tried to follow myself that you want to treat people the way you would want your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, or any other relative treated. Now you can still treat them firmly, but they are a person, they are a human being, and treat them that way.
And we'll be right back in a moment with more Newsleader.
Welcome back. As we enter the first week of the new year, it's probably time to start organizing your records in order to get ready to file your 2015 tax return. It's also a good time to start thinking about who is going to prepare your return for you. This video from the IRS should help you in making the correct call and choosing the right tax preparer.
Hi, I'm Phyllis, and I work for the Internal Revenue Service. Tax preparers see a lot of personal information. If you pay someone to do your taxes, know that most preparers are honest and trustworthy. But each year, we see taxpayers who suffer financially because they make a poor choice in choosing a tax preparer. So here's a red flag. They refuse to sign your tax return. If a paid preparer does not sign your return and use a preparer tax identification number, that's a major clue that something is not right. Other red flags are they promise you a bigger tax refund before even looking at your records. They want you to sign a blank or unfinished tax return. Or they offer to deposit your refund into their bank account. You should also make sure that your preparer offers IRS e-file. The next important factor is to know your preparer's qualifications, such as whether they have a professional credential and if they take continuing education courses. If your preparer is a certified public accountant, an enrolled agent, or an attorney, they have met substantial proficiency requirements. These include passing the uniform CPA exam, the special enrollment exam, or a bar exam to earn their credentials. And most are required to take continuing education courses annually. Certain other preparers don't have a professional credential, but they voluntarily participate in the IRS annual filing season program, which requires them to complete continuing education classes. The IRS has a new directory of federal tax return preparers with credentials and select qualifications on irs.gov to help you research qualified tax return preparers. It lists all of the preparers who are CPAs, enrolled agents, or attorneys. It also lists the preparers who have chosen to participate in the annual filing season program. As you make your decision about a return preparer, keep in mind that only attorneys, CPAs, and enrolled agents have unlimited representation rights. That means they can represent you before the IRS in all matters, including audits, collection, and appeals. Other preparers have limited representation rights. That means they can only represent you if they prepared your return, and even then, only in limited situations. Whatever your choice, remember, you are ultimately responsible for all the information on your tax return. The IRS has many tips on how to find a reputable tax return preparer. For more information, go to irs.gov/choose-a-tax-pro.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guests include Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell, who will tell us about how you can take a training class with the Tullahoma Police Department and learn more about policing. Fran Gray will stop by and tell us about what we can expect from the South Jackson Civic Center in 2016. And Rob Moreland from the Manchester American Legion will stop by and invite everyone to come out to a fish fry they're having at the club this weekend. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The Kia Summers on Us sales event is going on right now at Russell Barnett Kia of Tullahoma. Let me tell you about this event. Purchase a new Kia Sedona, Kia Optima, Kia Forte, and receive 0% financing up to 66 months and your first 3 payments for free. For a limited time only, no strings attached. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. The Kia Summers on Us sales event going on right now. Why buy anywhere else?
It's your trademark. That's something special everyone knows and remembers. It's your thing. It's made holidays special for decades, and summers unforgettable for the entire neighborhood. It's made everyone laugh every single time. Don't let illness or injury keep you from doing your thing. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1955 at 68 degrees. The record low was in 1959 at 0 degrees. Average high on this day is 48 and the average low is 29. Tonight, look for mostly clear weather in your forecast with a low of around 23. Partly cloudy weather expected on Wednesday with a high of 46 and a low of 32, and partly cloudy weather again in your forecast for Thursday with a high of 55 and a low of 43. And that's our newsletter report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for Newsleader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening. La, 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 la.